Welcome back to the show, guys. Another episode. We're doing what we do best on this channel, and that is looking at UFO videos, explaining them, trying to debunk them. I'm glad you're here. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to smash the like button. Consider subscribing for more of this. But let's get into the clips. I have 2 clips prepared for you guys today. They're really interesting and really exciting, and maybe you can let me know what you think they are before I reveal what it is, because I think I can confidently debunk both of them. But these are great clips. They're really exciting. So let's get into the first one. And that one was apparently captured after a storm in Finland. Let's take a look. It does have some sound, but it's very quiet. I think the person who filmed it whether inside a room or inside a car or something. But check this out. How weird is that, right? So the person is looking at the clouds, zooming in, and suddenly you're able to see these, what looks like white orbs within the clouds. And there are more there. Look, they're everywhere, and they seem to come on and off. And it's just very, very intriguing and mysterious footage. I've seen a lot of people commenting saying, dude, this gives me goosebumps. What the hell is that? Surely that can't be explained. And there are a few things that I want to point out to you guys. First of all, note that there's not just these slightly bigger orbs, white orbs that are sitting in the cloud. There's also a bunch of much smaller ones that sit all around it. Unfortunately, as it always is, this is on Twitter, so the video is heavily compressed, and I couldn't get hold of the raw footage. But I think you can see it, right? There are loads of smaller little orbs and objects that sit around it, and especially in this part now, they just seem to glistening, right? The whole sky seems to be glistening with all these little particles. What is it? Is it aliens hiding inside the clouds? And then there's also another element that people have been pointing out at around 18 seconds. You can see on the bottom right hand here, do you see this? There's almost like a ball of cloud or something. I don't know how to describe it. So it's very, very mysterious footage. Also note that these objects are not stationary. They are moving, right? Especially towards the end when he's zooming in, he or she zooming in to these objects here. You can clearly see them moving around, right? They're moving through the sky. They are not stationary. So very, very mysterious footage. And to be honest, I was very puzzled at the beginning. I didn't know what it was. Also, note there's no other witnesses to this in the sense that there's no other footage. It's not like a big sighting where you get loads of different people filming it and we get it from different angles. This seems to be the only footage of this occurrence, this incident that I could find. And my first thought was CGI. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because the person is, here you see nothing, right? Almost nothing. It looks like a normal cloud. But as soon as the person is zooming in, suddenly all these objects come to life, right? And then the person zooms out again, and everything seems to calm down a bit. And again, it is image compression, right? So you're losing the detail a bit. But now the person is zooming in, and again, as soon as they zoom in, you can start to see all these particles flying around. So that told me it's CGI, right? Like you zoom in, why would these particles just come to life exactly at the moment when you zoom in? However, I changed my mind on that. Looking at it a few more times and analyzing it, I think the reason why you don't see these objects when the camera is all the way zoomed out is because they're very small and most of it gets lost in the compression. So I don't think it is CGI anymore. And in my effort to understand what this is, I found this clip. Unfortunately, it's even worse quality. But look at this, right? It doesn't say where it was recorded, but it looks super similar. Right, check this out. You see these lights of different sizes floating around the sky, seemingly blinking on and off. And these are not inside a cloud, right? So you can see it's not a bigger object that's connected through these lights. It is just a bunch of single objects or orbs or white objects in the sky that seem to come on and off. Now let's briefly talk about that little cloud ball, whatever you want to call it, flying on the bottom right here, disappearing into the offside of the screen. Now, I think that is very, very easy to explain. I think what this is just a water drop. Again, keep in mind, this was after a storm, like a pretty heavy storm. So this is a little water drop that's sitting on the glass, possibly of like the car that he's filming through the window or maybe in their home. And actually, you can see it doesn't have the parallax effect that it should have if it would be actually in the cloud. It doesn't really match up. So I think what we see here is literally just a water drop that is on the window that this person is filming through. But keep in mind, you film something through the window, and that kind of took me to the next hypothesis that I had. You film something through the window, could it just be a reflection? Could it be something that's behind the person, I don't know, maybe on the TV or something, and it's reflecting in the glass? and this person is just filming the reflection, giving the illusion that these white little particles and orbs are actually sitting in the clouds. I don't think it's that either. I don't think it's a reflection, but I do think I can give you guys a reasonable explanation of what this is. And I mean, this has been posted on Reddit as well, and people have been going back and forth. There were loads of theories, you know, from orb-shaped drones, and like people had all kinds of theories what it could be. I think what it is actually much more down to earth and much more simple than any of us probably would thought, okay? And again, I haven't revealed it yet. Leave your theory now down in the comment section, okay? Let me know now what you think this is before I get into the reveal. And what it is actually pieces of white foam panels that have been sucked up into the sky and caught in updraft from the storm, okay? So if you do roofing work in the area and you have these white foam panels on the roof and you didn't get them down or covered up in time, it's a pretty regular occurrence that the updraft from a storm, and again, it was a storm in the area, pulls these up, shreds them to small pieces. That's also why you see some of them are slightly bigger, some of them are slightly smaller. And the reason why they seem to be blinking is because they're rotating. They're rotating in the sky from the wind, and the white side at some point picks up the sunlight or the bright light in the sky, and then through the rotation, you don't see it for a second. And because they are spinning around, that's why they give the illusion of blinking, right? And again, notice some of them are slightly smaller, some of them are slightly bigger, and especially the one that you see here, I'm trying to pause it. It seems impossible, but it's like an elongated rectangle, the one that you saw on the bottom right-hand side there, which is pretty much the shape of these kinds of foam panels as well. But again, within a storm, they've been ripped off from a roof, presumably, so they get shred to pieces, so you have smaller ones and bigger ones. So I think it's pretty clear that it's just polystyrene foam. I think that's how you pronounce it. And looking at this same post on Reddit, actually someone who's working in construction points this out as well. Mr. Crick says, I know exactly what it is. It's foam panels or pieces of them. They've been sucked up in the sky, caught in an updraft, just as I said. He's seen this before on a construction site that a family member was doing an inspection on at the exact same circumstances. The storm rolled in, the wind picked up, sucked the panels off the top of the building, and then they floated around the air for about 15 minutes until they fell down to earth. And to me, that's a perfect explanation. That's exactly what it is. That's what it looks. But if you don't know it, it might trick all of us, right? It really looks like some kind of lights that come on and off in the sky. So I think that explains this clip. But guys, that's just my opinion. Obviously, I wasn't there. I didn't film it myself. I did not go and pick up the foam pieces myself. So I can't debunk it in that way. But I would still say confidently, it's debunked. Okay, I don't buy this for a second. It's not aliens, guys, but please, again, just my opinion. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let's move on. Now, the next clip was allegedly filmed in Ecuador, close to the Ingapirca ruins. Ingapirca, and I had to look this up, okay? Ingapirca is a town in Ecuador, and apparently the ruins that this person talks about are these ones, which is the Temple of the Sun, okay? And I love this. I love that people somehow think if you say, well, it was filmed next to these ancient ruins, it lends more credibility to it, right? Because aliens clearly want to be seen close to ancient ruins. I love it. But it's great because, you know, it does the whole ancient aliens thing. It adds like a layer of mythicism to it. It's like, I've witnessed this object in the sky close to these ancient Pumapunku or whatever. All right, let's look at the clip. This one has audio, so we'll hear people talking. It's whatever language people speak in Ecuador. I don't know. Is it Spanish? Is it Portuguese? You let me know in the comments. I can't understand what they're saying.
Se está moviendo.
Sí, se está caminando rápido.
No, caminando, no.
Solo moviéndose.
Sí.
So it's a short clip. It's just 12 seconds. But it's mysterious, isn't it? Like, what's going on there? Do you see this? There's an object in the sky, seemingly, that is spinning around rather fast. And guys, it's an easy debunk. Okay, the sky is buffering. The sky is loading, the next level. We're living in a simulation, confirmed. See you next week. No, it's not that, okay? But once again, there's no other recording of this incident. It seems like this person, and I mean, keep in mind, like if you would see something like that in the sky, dude, surely everyone would get their phone out, try to capture it, because that's a crazy sight. But since there is only one recording, and that is this one, of this incident, it tells me that probably only this person sees it, right? That's kind of my theory. So presumably only the person who has this phone is seeing that specific incident. And there are a few indicators that give away what we're seeing here, okay? And I want to point those out to you guys. First of all, note that everything in this image, everything in this recording, including the little pole down here. Sorry, as soon as I move my mouse over it, it brings up that menu. But you can see everything, including that rooftop, the clouds, the wire that goes across, and that little pole. Everything is wobbling out of focus and at the same frequency as the light, especially in the beginning of the clip. Like, it almost looks like it's sitting on a tripod that's slightly shaking, but it's not, okay? Everything is wobbling in this film at the same frequency as the light, and that gives away what we're seeing here. Plus that, you know, this is, and also I think you can even see another light up here in the sky for just a brief second in the top left that also spins around like this, that has kind of a similar effect. You see this? I think this is probably a star, but it gets like elongated, so that gives away what we're seeing here, okay? And that also gives away why only this person was able to record it, and that is basically this was filmed with a phone that has a broken optical image stabilization, okay? It's a broken phone. That's why it's out of focus. That's why it looks blurry. And that's why it's moving around. So presumably what this is either a star or it's Venus or something, a bright object in the sky that just gets stretched out, you know, like a long exposure shot. Because the way image stabilization works is with a camera, and you can kind of see it here. It sits in this, I don't know how to describe this, but like kind of in a free moving wobbly frame inside this box. And if it's broken, then that thing can go crazy with a small miniature engine basically, and just go around in circles and give the illusion that something is moving around. And that's also why all the other objects that are in the film are moving at the same frequency, because basically this camera is broken, the stabilization is broken, and it just does a circular movement all the time, right? So what we're looking at is probably Venus or a star that just gets stretched out. So I think it's pretty clear, guys, as nice and cool as this the sky's buffering footage is. It's debunked, okay? It's debunked! So that's it. These are 2 clips, guys. Look, I have 7 minutes. Germany's playing Hungary. I gotta go now because I gotta watch this match as a German. Let's see how it goes. If you're watching this, it's probably over already. But I have to run now. I hope you enjoyed this slightly shorter episode, I think, today, with only 2 clips. But we're gonna be back with more soon. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more. If you want to share clips with me of UFOs that you think are undebunkable and can never be explained, then please join our Discord through the link in the description. It's free. I'm hanging out there. Loads of other people hang out there, and that's the place where you can share clips with me. Guys, I thank you so much and appreciate you being here. Thanks for your time. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Bye.